Hello and welcome or welcome back, everybody. Thank you for stopping by and viewing the channel today. This is the Daily Dharma. My name's Dina with Empressive Warrior, and welcome. So we have our first cards coming out under the Animal Totem deck. We have Puffin, Partnership again. Yesterday it came out, and a few others are showing their face. Deer, Cat, which are Love and Independence. So a loving and independent partnership is under the deck here. You don't have to go with the crowd. Accept yourself and your colorful personality. Feel confident about being you. You're a joy bringer, so other people love your presence no matter what you fear. Let your community nourish and protect you. Ask for help. Teamwork will give you the best results. So there's something that you're asking for help on, or spirit is asking you to open yourself up in that way because you've been independent. So maybe you've been single for a long time, or I jokingly sometimes say I'm chronically single. And many of my friends, and this may be your story as well, go from relationship to relationship. And so they have no frame of reference about what it's like to be single and to, let's say, for instance, handle the responsibilities of a household or parenting or fill in the blank, doing everything oneself. Unicorn, infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign and of the seen and the unseen worlds. Isn't that beautiful? The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. This is really cool, I think, because for some of you, not everybody is here to find their great love of this life, and some of us will. Even, sorry for the noise, my little puppy's itching. So it's like some of us are here to walk this higher path, and so it's maybe asking some of us that are feeling resonance with those statements about independence. It's giving us some type of a faith that we don't need to look at this as something negative or something that we're missing out on. We are the sovereign of the seen and the unseen worlds. It's like if you look at the difference between individuals that go from encounter to encounter, they never have the gift of being pushed back onto themselves like some of us have had to do that, and it has created extreme growth for those of us that have done that. So I'm reminded that I did not say on this video, we're filming today on the September 9th 999 portal, and that's because 2025 added up together becomes a 9. And so September 9th 999, and nines are about completion, full stop. It's like closure, making sure to tie up the loose ends, to reflect and take a pause before closing the door the final time and locking the key inside. For instance, for some of you, I'm seeing you kind of leaving an apartment and leaving your key for the landlord. And it's like, well, now I don't have any more access to that place. It's really go time. So there's a lot of possibilities when we are living that more independent life. And I feel like you've really created quite a beautiful experience for yourself. Many of you have an eclectic taste, very, very curious and magical in your own way. Some of you are very drawn to different cultures, different textures, different patterns. And Spirit, your ancestors, your team wants to remind you to look at the, not just the silver lining, but look at all the, not only the advantages that are inherent to whichever end of the spectrum we end up to be on, um, multiple loves or not too many. There's magic in all of that. So when we can clue into what we were actually shown, that's how we are getting the, yeah, it's so interesting here. I'm just splitting the deck here in my hands. So yeah, getting out of the dark thoughts of, well, I've missed out, or I'm not getting what others are getting, or I'm not supported like these others are. It says the magic of love surrounds you. So you are your own love. Many people that are going from situation to situation, job to job, having all these successes, their life is almost living them. And your life has taken on a completely different color palette, a different hue entirely. One that's not only different from the average, it's one that's almost, it's giving me the whole thing about birds have an extra cone in their eye makeup. Like humans can see three main colors, and then they also have black and white rods that help us see in the darkness and see contrast and things like that. But birds, chickens in particular, have this fourth cone, and it's believed that they can really see a lot of different things. So for instance, who knows, I believe that things like insects and pollinators and birds like that, I believe that they can see the ultraviolet spectrum. I don't know if that's real or not, but I kind of feel like you are one who can see the value of things from a different vantage point. And so those that had to speed through their choices, they didn't get the chance to see the nuance the way that you have. So again, I split the deck here, and it was coming to at 7:07 when I looked up just now. The throat chakra 7, express your truth, and also with this infinite possibilities, the infinite, number 49. And I'm seeing some type of a scarab there, but it really looks like this release in both of these. I'm seeing the wings. It's just really, really interesting there. So there's some type of infinite ability that we have, because this is infinite possibilities. Yeah, the infinite working through us in these magical ways. And it's a unique alchemy because of what we have and have not indulged in. It's like we could have chosen at any time to do things differently, but we kept on a specific path. It wasn't that there were no opportunities, it was that we kept choosing something else on purpose. Whether that was consciously or subconsciously, ourselves, our spirit team has kept our energies learning the right lessons at the right time. So let's see, what are some of these infinite possibilities for a loving, independent partnership? We keep getting partnership energy. So again, not everybody's going to be looking for that romance partnership, but there are many types of partnerships in this life. And some people just come in to be a ride or die friend that wants to go and have adventures with you. And sometimes those partnerships are with our animal friends, our pets and familiars. You have infinite possibilities to give gratitude for all the abundant love that's coming your way, and to not let to listen to the spirits in your life, the spirits of light, the people that are light and love, instead of the darkness and those that speak, use their throat chakra with all the infinite possibility. It's like we're being shown that everybody has the infinite possibility and the choice every time they open their mouth to speak to the highest in us. And we no longer are putting up with individuals speaking ill of us, those we love, or anything around us. It's like we can't be around it anymore. I was just seeing solar plexus here on the back, trying to flip over. Let's start here. Oh, okay. Unique gifts keeps coming up. That one's under the deck. Let's just get a few here. Solar plexus, perception, compassion, endless opportunities, and miracle, belief, crystal keys, solar plexus chakra again, healing, and new blueprints. That one's also been coming out a lot. And I'm seeing this passion card and the heart chakra unfurling back into love, balanced forces. Yeah, so Mother Gaia giving these healing codes, full spectrum. I feel like the above and the below is kind of putting pressure on us at 11:11 there on the timer to stand up in our full energy and to claim our light side and our dark side equally, so that we can understand some type of concepts that exist beyond the mind, to be able to perceive of what is true about true love. Again, this loving independence with the infinite possibilities here to connect and to feel that love in our lives. So what I'm getting with this unfurling back into love was, I honestly, I did a recording of myself doing a channeling earlier, and I judged it too much to decide to put it out for you guys. So what I was getting is 999 is a lot about closure. It's about learning not only the lessons, but the wisdom that comes from that, and to remain open and expansive in that sense of self-love requires us to almost be a guardian and protector of our energies in a whole new way, like guarding the portal of the self as so sacred that we don't allow other individuals to draw us down, even if that's the lower self that's doubtful, fearful, shamed, or whatever. We're shedding that old skin of the old pain body here, because I was led to rewatch the Lunar New Year, where I was talking about the larger 60-year cycles, because there's 12 zodiac signs, but then there's 5 elements also repeating 2 years apart. So the combination of the 2 cycles repeating ends up being 60-year cycle before the whole cycle repeats again, if you can follow all that. So we were moving from 2024. We moved in from the wood dragon into the wood snake. And then in 2026, we'll be moving into the fire horse, which is double fire. And so this year is all about preparation, strategizing, and learning those lessons, because the snake is all about release, rejuvenation, and the wisdom that comes from growth and expansion. It's saying the container is no longer sufficient to hold the light. And so we begin to push out, we begin to stand up stronger to balance the new forces in our lives. And this is like that emergence that is going on. So I feel like as we close out this wood snake year, this is the unfurling back into love portion of this, where we've been like the seed or the butterfly in the chrysalis, either one. It's like as it begins to unfurl, the life begins to be too large for the container, and then it becomes time for that breakthrough, that birth to actually happen, where then I'm seeing the butterfly, for instance, then after the pressures of the universe have crushed it into a little bit of caterpillar goo, then it rebuilds and restructures all of its DNA from that pain body experience, that tower annihilation, rebuilds it into a whole nother being, almost like this phoenix energy now coming through. And then as the chrysalis finally cracks from those environmental pressures and the pressure from within to outgrow and to break through into that new phase of life, then it has to sit there for a little while and like fan and flutter its delicate wings to before being ready to take flight completely. So I feel like we've already done a lot of strategizing, planning, and some of us really thought that even though that was going on, we were still going to have a different looking outcome by this time. But I feel like don't let that steer you into darker thoughts, fears, or anxieties, or feeling like your energy went to the wrong things. Everything that we have done was part of the growth process and part of the strategizing and the learning of what does and doesn't work, what we do and don't like. It's as if many of us have been doing things either the approach to what we love to do has been tedious, or maybe we thought that with our vision we had to do some things that weren't part of what we really enjoy. It's like being able to see, okay, this over here isn't something I like to do. So, for myself, one of the things with being a public account and trying to reach individuals, you have to be a marketer and a salesperson and be on social media and be a personality. And I'm just so real that I have sometimes a struggling inner narrative that says, oh, well, you have to be this way or that way in order to break through the algorithms, or you have to be a big salesperson. You have to look a certain way or sound a certain polished way. But I've always told people, I trust the slow build. I trust that if I am consistent and my product is based in authenticity, that authenticity will bring the right people to the yard. Somebody got a milkshake out there. Anyways, so let's show you these cards, how they stack out. What do we have? 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row here. Starting out, stacking the first solar plexus above belief. So we're talking about breaking through, creative breakthrough of our light energy through some previous belief pattern. Because belief, the frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based upon our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. And so these infinite possibilities, endless opportunities are being channeled from source. And then the solar plexus is the chakra center that's like, well, which things do I want to pick up and do? Which things do I want to give my attention to? Which things are not in my best interest, or so on. The solar plexus supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contributions are to the whole. And so that's this giving your attention to darkness or light over here. Don't let yourself become weighed down by fears or anxieties or some type of perception that you are not enough or not as much of a contributor as others in your experience. Perception here comes above the crystal keys. And I think that perception is key to this 9-9 breakthrough, because perception, it supports our natural curiosity, like questioning our beliefs, because we have that will center and belief here. It's like, is this aligned? It's a bit of that choice point of, do I embody this? Do I believe that this gift that is for me is here for me and that I can wield this sword of truth? Moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real, to take a good, hard, deep look at it. So I feel like that's the magic. That's the light or the dark. It's like, I have this other card that's coming up. It's like, not all people that are in relationships are good at relationships. Not all people that are not in a relationship are bad at relationships. And it's sometimes like there may be reasons. I mean, maybe for you, that's not one of the things that you're troubled by. It's just an easy example that's coming forward because it stepped forward right away. So, yeah, you're understanding something about your process that you may have been judgmental about or fearful or doubtful about. And you're understanding how something was the key to breaking through this perception wall. And what we have in the next here is compassion 15 over the next solar plexus chakra, the radiant illumination card. So it's like some level of compassion. I feel like somewhat that's compassion with ourselves. It says it supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, very magical, and between spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and back out into the world. So there's some level of compassion that you've been able to hone because of how hard you've worked, and the need to support yourself has really honed this great wisdom about how growth truly happens on those inner landscapes. And you're gaining a lot of insight on this, and it's helping you to shine a lot brighter because of this breakthrough. It's like, I feel like I emphasize that, to stand by others without judgment, because I feel like here we're having this eureka moment about many of us are, it's easier for us to love the general public than the specific individual in front of us. Or for others, it might be easier to release others from judgment and make excuses than it is to make excuses for ourselves because we believe that we should have known better or something. But then there's still others that go the opposite way, and they can blame others all day long and get into that darkness without the ability or the choice being able to be made to look at one's own accountability in a circumstance or situation. So I think that you're really learning something critical about how that operates in your experience. And so these endless opportunities, I feel like those little butterflies are all the individuals that you're really witnessing in new ways. And you're seeing yourself within that throng and projecting this vision of your future up into these higher realms of potential and possibility. And you're healing your belief about yourself and how beautiful this process is, and that you were never abandoned. It was always part of the greatest gift that you had, this solitary practice here, because it made you so magical. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic inborn ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and then harmonizing everything accordingly. So healing is about, not about reframing truths from the past, but by not seeing ourselves as being without options from that time forward. So that gets into some tender ground. I'm not trying to say that what happened to you in the past was not wrong and that you were not victimized at one time or another. What I'm suggesting is that many of us get lost in that urge to be validated and vindicated. And it can create so much questioning about our self-worth because other people can not truly reach the compassion level that the wounded self would understand or feel validated by. There's no end to the victimization when we feel that nobody cares. But when we understand that that was always just for us to hone our perception and to overcome and to transcend and to address the transpersonal about why we were victimized is so that we would understand how to be the protector and guardian of energies, which is a very sacred lesson, unlocking our process to the perception of these sacred keys. And so the miracle here is that we are unlocking our blueprint while other individuals are not able to even look in the mirror. And so we can't keep demanding they look in the mirror without reducing our energies. It's like we got to keep moving, we got to keep going and let them choose for themselves. So not everybody has a big problem with that, but some of us are really creating this closure in a different way. The frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as a part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. So we started out with the solar plexus over belief, talking about, do we believe that that magic that is part of source is part of us? And if we believe that we are source and that we are magic, then truly we do have endless, infinite possibilities and opportunities to rewrite. And I'm seeing the butterflies again. There's a lot of butterflies here. So it's this miracle point where we understand what needs to be released, because there's something that has been blocking our own ability to take flight. And it's this old caterpillar phase that's been kind of being shed little bit by layer by little bit. So yeah, we're moving beyond our mental capacity to understand something and embracing the new in a new way. It's helping us to stand up in a stronger way. It's helping us to balance our own internal forces, and also helping us to really birth this Mother Gaia here on Earth. Is it the Manifestia card directly behind? It is. With change. Absolutely. The Earth is changing, and we are here manifesting these changes in our own system. Yeah, internal explorer. Exactly. I'm seeing this twin flame journey card under the deck here. Let's get some handwritten cards about this. So it looks like you've been doubting yourself, but understanding how to embrace how your journey looks for you without thinking that you missed out on something seems to unlock the next layer of confidence and embracing and embodying the gifts that Spirit wants you to bring forward. Yeah, playing small. I don't feel worthy. Yeah, maybe some of the people that you are moving towards, the beauty that's transforming you, wanting to listen to these spirits of delight and playfulness and the ones that you want to be around, you're feeling like you're still deserving to be back in this closing cycle where everybody was kind of nasty. And that's, where did we see that about your comfort zone? Where was it? Was it the cat card? I want to read it now because it seems important. I'm not seeing it. There was something about the comfort zone. Maybe you remember it. Stirring the pot, destabilizer. I feel like somebody here doesn't appreciate that you're breaking free of some kind of narrative. They thought you would always play small and not feel worthy. And at some point, they wanted any type of growth that you exhibited to kind of belong to them, or to see that they bestowed it upon you in some type of a way. Like, I think that they thought that they were your mentor, or they were the ones that were creating the breakthrough moments for everyone. But I feel like you were always just humoring them, that you always had your inner process. We see tensions, senses peaked, wound up energy. So something's ready to spring forward. Oh, and we get exponential growth below that with Scorpio. 8th house, fixed water with Pluto as its guiding force. That's very intense, intimate, other people's resources transforming. Yeah, there's something about looking at the depths of something, and the last card there is 2222. So I feel that partnership energy as well. There's exponential growth now if you point your focus and your awareness towards the good things coming your way, towards the people that support your growth. It does suggest we might want to decalcify the pineal gland at this time with any type of healthy choices. Somebody's missing you, blown away by you. They can't wait to see you again. So somebody really appreciates some of the magic that you bring to a situation. There's consolidation, resources, and obligations, both needing to be simplified at this time, possibly clearing your schedule. And then we get you're so hot. I feel like you're really on fire, having this new solar plexus, radiant, illuminating energy here, and ready to stand in your full power and potential. And I think it's shocking a few people because they thought you were more meek or just basic. They didn't understand the depths of what was going on inside you, and you were maybe not able to convey it in a way that expressed your depth and your potential. But now I'm seeing you breaking free from that. Flex, yes. You've been doing the work. You continue to do the work. Spirit is very grateful for you. It's time to celebrate, and some of you may be needing to have a break to figure out what all these lessons are activating within you, and to release that shed that old skin, that old pain body. Anything for the last messages? I do sense that for many of you, there is this romantic partnership. Oh, we're getting the Whitney Houston, can't take away my dignity. Walking away. Yeah, you're walking away with your head held high. There was, excuse me, there was something about this group think, and yeah, somebody was really keeping you invested in something that was questioning your value. And I feel like this is your come up era here, where you're just finally able to recognize that you do deserve better. Observation, looking for clues. Somebody's keeping tabs on you, I feel. And it's because you're overriding these old Akashic memories, defragging, detoxing, and upgrading your operating system to focus on that light. Yin Yang counterbalance, electromagnetic, beautiful, especially with that balanced forces and the full spectrum energy. You are absolutely breaking through in a powerful way. So that's all we have for you today. Please do like, share, subscribe if you resonated with this message, and check out our other messages too. Take good care of yourselves and don't put up with anybody's BS. Have a good one, guys.